Hopefully my connection's not ass. Hopefully my connection is not ass and everything works. Let me just get this up. Okay. People in Discord can come watch. Oh, it's already uploaded. Okay. I could seriously use the help and advice. I don't know what to do. I'm at a complete loss, and I really need the help. So, you may hear my dad's music in the background. I apologize. I don't know if my headphones are noise canceling or not, so you may hear a little bit of everything, and I apologize if you do. I also apologize for the background. All of my everything is set up in my dad's bedroom, so I don't have a place to set up anything on my own right now. But I could really use the advice, guys. I'm kind of at a loss, and I could really use the help. So I've got good news, bad news, and just all around news. Good news is I'm possibly getting transferred with my job. So I'll be transferring to the concrete jungle, which that's a whole new environment for me. I'm used to living out middle of nowhere. So it'll be a whole new fun zone for me. But that's if I take it. If I take the transfer. Problem with that is I ain't got the money to do it. Because of COVID, and 2, because of family. I could move to a city that is an hour away and still be in the same zone of my job, and possibly we have evaluations coming up, And I already know that these people are not very fond of me. So I may end up accepting the transfer, which would effectively move me 4.5 hours north. I apologize, I'm tired. I don't really sleep as much as I should, and that's an issue. I really should start sleeping more. But with this job, I really can't sleep as much as I should. Um, Again, I apologize for the background. There's nothing I can do. Again, everything I have is literally set up in my dad's bedroom. I'm not allowed to have my electronics upstairs, minus my phone. And that's only if the phone wants to work. Perks of living out in the middle and buttfuck nowhere, I guess. But if I take the transfer, I'd be out of a very bad situation. I'd be away from my family, which that's a plus. They wouldn't be able to do the stuff that they're doing to me on a daily basis. So that's, a benefit. I would possibly get a management position with the company that I work for, which that's also a plus. I was training to be a supervisor, and before COVID hit, and they yanked it out from underneath me because I'm too slow, and they gave it to somebody else. So hopefully with the transfer of zones, the possibility of becoming a supervisor or at least hold a management position would be nice. For all of you who don't know what I look like, hi. So I need advice on that. What do you think? Should I take the possible transfer and ship myself north, or should I go just like an hour down the road and, because either way, both places where I'm looking to get an apartment are 12-month leases. So I would have to stay for a full year, even if I lost my job. Go figure. But currently, with this job, I travel all over between the two largest cities in my state. And then I travel all over MD, WV, and VA. All over. So I'm basically traveling like 500 miles any given point in time. And that's round trip. Like today, I was done in WV. And for me to get down to where I was at and back was a 200-mile round trip. And that's fine, but now the company that I work for, they want me to either move closer to this zone where I'm at, or I'm not getting paid travel. So this is the kind of thing that's going to bite me. I really like this company, guys. I don't say that about most companies. You know, I'm one of those people, my first job was McDonald's. Well, technically my first job was on the turnpike. I used to work for if I were to take the move the hour away, and because my zone is based out of Maryland, I would be right off 81 whenever, and people probably don't know interstates numbers and stuff like that, but I'd be right off the interstate, right off the highway, and I could just hop on the highway and go. That's fine, but I'm still running here, there, and everywhere for this specific zone. And because of COVID, they've combined all of our zones together, or at least a few of them. So my zone was just Maryland. Now my zone is Lower PA, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. See, I wasn't traveling to those places every day before all this started. It was rare that I'd go. They'd mainly keep me in Maryland. But if I take the transfer and I move myself 4.5 hours, 4.5 hours north, probably 5, give or take, depending on traffic and all that fun shit. I hate traffic. I really hate highway traffic. But if I go to the concrete jungle, and I say concrete jungle because this is like, it's not like one of the major cities, but it's not a big city like Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, but it's a big city. Granted, I'm out in the sticks, so you throw me in the middle of, say, Altoona, and I'm completely lost. I have no idea where I'm going, nothing. So, but I'd basically be right up on top of the New York border, where I'd be going for 4.5 hours north. And they basically keep you quite literally right in that city and the surrounding suburbs. So I would literally be just right there. And I'd sometimes travel into New York, but not up into New York. And then, like, I'd stay mainly around that city. Like, I wouldn't be traveling here, there, and everywhere. But that's one of a few things. I'm sorry, guys. I'm at a loss for words. I'm not typically like this. Typically, I can talk and talk and talk. Another thing is, trying to lose weight. That I don't know. It purely depends on the people, honestly. The people in my current zone, only two of them I can trust. Um, if the evaluations come before I move, like if I were to take the transfer and the evaluations come before I were to move, the chances of them letting me go would be high, at least down here. If I go up there, I don't know. It's basically up in the air. And, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared, guys. I'm absolutely terrified. I have a window to leave my family, to get out on my own again. But it's really hard because the memories of 3 years ago still the painful memories of 3 years ago are still there. And I will say that, I've come a long way since then. And I've had a lot of you guys support me through a lot. And I'm grateful for that. Because honestly, if I didn't have the support of this community, honestly, I wouldn't be sitting here. And as hard as that is for me to say, I'm trying to smile. It's hard. I've got so much bearing down on me right now. The other thing I need help with is my weight. I'm trying so hard to try new things to lose weight. It's not just the motivation that I need, it's the fact that every time I try to use my dad's exercise equipment, my family tells me, don't get on it, you'll break it. Well, I hate to tell you, but a Bowflex is made for people who are 250 plus. Have you seen some of them bodybuilders? I mean, come on. Some of them bodybuilders that use them with Bowflexes and shit. Some of them guys, they ain't no 100-pound boys. But, I know. Considering I was pretty, whenever I did live in Philly 3 years ago, I was relatively able to memorize, and I wasn't in the city, I was on the suburbs. I was in Delco, out in Wallingford, I think, was one of the areas. Wallingford and Brookhaven, I think, were my two areas where I was. And those were relatively small areas, but they were still, I call them the suburbs of the city, because Philly was a 40-minute train ride or a 20-minute car ride, give or take. I memorized that area pretty well and how to get around. But that's another thing. That's another thing I worry about. Are the people, when I go to transfer, are they going to accept me? Or are they going to be the same basic high school bullshit? Well, I can't say that my diet's the best right now. Basically, my diet is whatever my family cooks, and then if I'm working, I go to Sheetz, and it's fried foods because it's quick. But I will soon be 26, and once again, my family has made the ever-loving threat that they're gonna throw me out. Well, let them try at this point. I just say let them try at this point. I'm done. I can't take it. I honestly can't. Like, if you guys have ever seen the animation where the guy, little boy, is all cracked up and he puts that mask on, that's what I do on a daily. I can't tell you how cracked it is underneath. I'm struggling, guys. Like, I'm really, really struggling. I'm just, I don't know, guys. But if I can get myself, I have 2.5 chapters left to write. I'm gonna have to push the published date back again. I was hoping for a July published date, and it's almost September. But book 2 should be releasing here soon if I'm able to get it finished. I'm almost done with chapter 8. I'm gonna make 10 chapters. That's another thing I worry about. Am I going to be good enough? Or am I even good enough? I don't feel as though I am. I feel like, and I know that my friends that like I sit with in the PSN party on a daily, if they were to hear me say it, they'd beat me with a newspaper. But I literally feel useless. Like, there's nothing I can do. I try so hard to help people, and I guess I'm doing an okay job. I don't know. One benefit to my diet, I guess, I stopped drinking soda. And I'm drinking lots and lots of sparkling water. Carbonated water. Lots and lots of it. As best as I can allow. But I've cut out sodas from my diet. I've cut out most junk foods. The only other problem with that is exercise. And the only real exercise I'm getting is when I'm at work. Oh, well. I guess to some people, this is just me sitting here complaining. As for people accepting you versus being high school BS, be yourself. See, there's a problem with me being myself. There's a big problem with me being yourself. See, me being myself is me like in my Dead by Daylight footage, which I've been told by numerous people that I sound like a horny, angsty teen. And I'm not saying it. I'm not a teen. I'm almost 26. But see, the problem with me being myself is, or one of the biggest issues with that is, whenever I came out of the mental hospital 3 years ago, I was misdiagnosed. So the depression, the anxiety, they got right. PTSD, they got right. The bipolar, however, was wrong. And I'll leave that little tidbit for another time. Mental image for me is going to be a very big, it's going to be a very big thing that it's going to require a lot of work, especially, excuse me, on my part. Ew. I still taste the filled peppers. Gross. Filled peppers are disgusting. But see, I've tried saying that, I'm doing the best that I can. I look fine. I can change my weight as time goes because, well, weight takes time. And with this and that, things take time. I guess I'm just super stressed and I don't know, guys. I really don't. I'd like to say that I haven't slipped up. I'd like to say that I've kept my vow to you guys and that I've stayed sober the past 3 years. But the reality is I slipped. I started smoking again. Nothing illegal, but I've started smoking again. And it affects my asthma. But that is my fault, unfortunately. And that's something that I can put a stop to. Let's just say I'd rather have a Pokemon Go addiction than a cigarette addiction again. Whenever I was a heavy chain smoker, that was a bad time. I don't know, guys. I need help. I need advice. Like, what do you guys... Like, if you guys were in my shoes, would you guys take the transfer? Or would you move that hour away? Granted, that hour away family could still get to you, and they could still do some pretty horrible things if they chose to. But if I move the 4.5 hours away, I will be relying purely on the job and what little friends I do have up in that area. So it's not like I'll be up there completely alone. But if I rush headlong into it, I'm setting myself up for failure exactly like I did 3 years ago. So but I'm just, I don't know, guys. I have some stuff that I want to upload, which is another thing. My uploading to this channel. I swear I haven't forgotten you guys. But with everything going on, it's been hard. You see, I don't know. I don't know that with that one. Because either way, with that good, there's always that negative there. There's always got to be that balance. Because without good, you can't have negative. Without negative, you can't have good. I don't know. That whole good versus evil thing always bored me. It always, I don't know. But I've put my resume in several places already. And I'm trying to get some new so-called clientele for my book. See if I can't get anything off of that. Yeah, unfortunately. But, I mean, look at the bright side, Kat. You're alive. You have food. Well, the basic needs for now. You have a boyfriend who's there and trying, even though I'm an emotional wreck and a mental wreck. And I've got a job that most people hate me at, but 2 people. Can't win. Sorry if the camera keeps shifting. I can't really set my laptop on my leg for too long. It starts to cramp my leg up. Like I said, I don't really have any place to set up. So literally, my PS4 is right here, my monitor's right there, and what's left of my arts and crafts supplies are right here. So it's gonna be a difficult ride, guys. It's definitely gonna be a difficult ride. And honestly, I want to thank you guys for supporting me the past 3 years. And honestly, I never even knew this channel would get this far. I just hope that this channel can continue to grow, and with that, I hope that, someday I'll be able to meet my, I'll call them my YouTube crushes. Markiplier, Jacksepticeye. Those are the two biggest ones. But then you've got the little guys that I like to watch. Well, little-ish. You've got Garku Blue Moon, Bread Hero Dan, Patrick Static. You got those guys too. And they're really good guys. Like, I'd love to meet them at some point. There's a lot of things I'd love to do. If money weren't an issue and this COVID thing would go poof. That should be a thing. You should be working and not watching me. You silly boy, you know better. But wouldn't that be funny if I were to come out to my family that I'm a Wiccan? Be like, oh, well, cat's out of the bag this time. Yeah, you're a cashier sitter, huh? Don't get me started. Just don't lose your job. That should be something I should do. Look up some spell work, see if I can't make this virus go poof. Either that or zombies. I'm down for either at this point. Got a friend of mine. She, now I've never seen The Walking Dead, but I got a friend of mine who said that I would make a perfect version, or a perfect white version of the katana wielding lady in The Walking Dead. I'm like, well, I did just get a katana back in April. Speaking of which, I should probably show that to you guys at some point, but it's upstairs where my gram is, and I don't feel like going to waken her. She's a bitch. Especially when she's pissed. Oh, is she a bitch. But, yeah. I figured I'd hop on and see what my loving community says. I figure, it's best to get the opinions of multiple people rather than, listening to the voices up here. Sometimes my conscience can get me into a lot of trouble. Tends to happen when I'm at work. I will make the worst jokes at the wrong times. We'll be in there this one store we were counting, they had me doing vitamin counts and stuff. And they just so happened to put me where the Viagra and stuff is. And the name of the one bottle was Horny Goat Weed. So I took the bottle and I went over to my supervisor. I'm lucky he didn't fire me because what I told him wasn't polite. No, let's just say it was not good of me. I'm bad. I will make the worst jokes. I told my boyfriend that either I'm writing a paper and sending it in to the most intelligent people on the planet, or I'm going to find a job at a dildo making factory, and you're going to come home to your girlfriend with ink stamps all over. Works. At least I'd be able to get it out of my system. But then again, you're not able to laugh in those places. That would be a problem. I like to laugh at the most horrendous of things. Oh well. But I guess I will hop off here and go back to that and deal with some things. Excuse me. I mean, let's just say my humor lies. You see, I have no in between with my humor. My humor is either extremely sexual or Cards Against Humanity murder style. There is no in between. However, when the two mix, then there's a problem. There's a very big problem. But I'm probably going to do as people say, because there are people who are telling me to take a transfer. I want to talk to my dad about it first, and then I want to talk to my zone managers and see what they say. But either way, it's going to be it's going to be a very stressful process. And, honestly, I just hope that I'm able to do something better with my life. Who knows? Maybe I will go herping this weekend. And for those of you who don't know what herping is when you go into the wilderness and you catch whatever the hell you can find. From snakes to spiders and squirrels to who knows what. But I have a woods that is probably about a good 1.5 mile walk that way. And there's a creek that runs through it, so that should be interesting, I guess. I didn't really get too much backlash on the snake video that I posted a while back. So I figure people like seeing the snake. I figured I was going to go see if I can't catch some more. Or who knows? Maybe when I'm finally out, and hopefully I'm doing a little better than what I'm doing now, I'll be able to get myself a snake or 2 or 5 or 20. But I really enjoy snakes. I like snakes a lot. Who knows? I might put myself as an intern in a zoo. Learn about animals and then get my license to own them for educational purposes. I cannot talk. I am horrible. But I'm going to bounce around and do a couple of things. I've got work tomorrow. Then I'm off the next 3 days till the 24th. Hooray! You know, for a job like mine that complains that they need the help and that we have a lot of stores that need their stuff done, they're not calling me in to do a lot of their stuff. It's whatever at this point, I guess. But I thank you all for coming out and for, the advice offered and, trying to help me figure out what I should do. Thank you guys for being there for me. I only hope that in some small way I'm able to return the favor and be there for all of you.